To all my peoples in the struggle, it's Big J the Travel G. Send my love to everybody. Just want to talk about the do's and don'ts when coming to Africa. Things that'll make things work smoothly for you, and things that'll make things not so smooth. One of the things when you hear that you must do is have respect. Respect here goes a long way. And that don't just go for us, but just anybody. The whole system here is predicated on people respecting one another. And a lot of times, it's not really what you say, but the way it comes across. And it took me a long time to learn that. You can say certain things a certain way, and some people here might take it the wrong way. Okay? So anything that you do say, and typically when you're speaking to elders, you should garnish it with respect. Sir, madam, those things. If somebody's younger than you, typically they'll address you as uncle or dad. I get that a lot. I mean, I've had cats look younger than me, or I'm younger than, calling me dad. But it could be the gray on my beard. But either way, it's still a sign of respect. Just addressing an elder, let's just say by the first name, typically here is not a good thing. It's good to say auntie or madame. You know, those things are respect. And trust me, it goes a long way. If a woman's name is Marion Simpson, you don't just say, hey, Marion, blah, 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 blah. You know, you say, Mrs. Simpson or Madame or something like that. You know, that really puts you in good graces. There's been a few things that's been going on here. You know, there's been some situations where people have come here from, let's just say, other countries, particularly the States or places in Europe, and maybe an argument or something have ensued, and they decide to put hands on somebody. That's really not the way to go, because people here will argue, but it rarely comes to blows. I understand that the society that we come from, you know, it's real common for somebody to be arguing with you and you take off on them and all that. But let me tell you, you do that here, your ass will end up in jail. Okay? There are instances where you might have to, but if not, you will have to fork out some money to either keep you from really going and, you know, just to keep your freedom. So I would say try to avoid arguments at all costs. Some are unavoidable because you are coming from somewhere different. So the way you interpret things and the way other people interpret things, the way you say, typically, you know, it can cause issues at times. But I wouldn't let that be a deterrent. You live and you learn. You know, you take your time, learn things. That's why I say learn the culture. It's very important, because what's right to you might not necessarily be right to somebody else. You know, it took me years to really fully get a grasp of things, but as you know better, you do better. You know, and that's just how things go. How you doing, my brother? All right. So Just keep couple those of things that are looked at as taboo. Pointing with your left hand, shaking hands with your left hand is often, I don't want to say it's a sign of disrespect, but in some places it is. But it's definitely not a sign of respect. So if somebody go to greet you and you shake hands, and if it's nothing in your hand and you go ahead and use the left, people won't be too pleased with you when you do those things. If it's something in your hand and then you have to use the left, then you just have to use the left. But typically, when you're doing something here, it's only right to use the right. Right is right. You know what I mean? If you're left-handed, sometimes things can be excused. Especially if you're eating. You're supposed to eat with your right hand. Typically how it works, people here eat with their right hand and they wipe their ass with their left hand. So, you using your left hand to greet a person, you're using the hand that's typically used to wipe your ass or your butt. Let me not say ass, I'll say butt. So you're using that hand to either address somebody or, there's a mosquito trying to get me, to address somebody or to do things with. It's, I won't say it's smiled upon, put it like that. So, just keep a lot of those things in mind. As long as you got respect and you carry yourself respectfully, shouldn't have much problem. In the cities, things are pretty much like they are even in the States, in the city. You see people, women wearing tight clothes and mini dresses and booty shorts. I can't tell you the many times I see that out here. And there was a time women couldn't rock like that out here, especially when I first came. And these days, to this day, a woman can't, in certain villages, you can't walk around like that. They'll do something to you. You know what I mean? You're lucky if you get a warning. You know what I mean? So, just keep a lot of those things in mind. If there's something, never be afraid to ask. If you don't know, it's better you ask than to assume. Out here, you don't just butt into conversations. You say, excuse me, and then if they allow you into the conversation, then you go into the conversation. But if you see some elders talking and you just butt in, that's a no-no. And if you don't get cussed out, you definitely be ignored until you get you some act right. Excuse me. But like I said, and it all boils down to respect. If you respect yourself and the people around you out here, you won't have much problem. But you have to have respect. You come out here, a lot of the stuff we do in the States, it won't fly here. I'm just being real. Your money and where your ass is from, that's not going to necessarily save you if you're doing the wrong thing. So just keep those things in mind. You decide to come, or you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. If you need to be a consultant, I'm your man, because I got you. I got your back like a chiropractor. Okay? Somebody asked me about smoking weed. I've been getting that for years. Man, what's the weed like? Can I just walk out and smoke some good weed? Listen, man. If you do, I wouldn't suggest you do it in public. I know of at least a couple of cases, man. Cats getting football numbers, man, just for smoking a joint. I'm talking 20 years, shit like that. Or you better have some money to pay the cops if they catch you. So, would I suggest you to come here and do that? I would say no. I wouldn't advise it. It's, and being here is a natural high. You know what I mean? You on high just being here. It's natural and it's cool. I wouldn't suggest come here and do that if you want to be, you don't want no trouble. If you're doing it, maybe the privacy of your own home, okay, but to be out in the public like that, nah, man. People even do a citizen's arrest on your ass and have you looking real bad out here, homie. It's totally unadvisable, man. You know what I mean? I'm not saying people don't do it and people don't go to the beach and do their thing, certain bars, clubs, but to just be out in the open, I'm just warning you, don't even play yourself like that. You know what I mean? Keep it respectful. A lot of the reasons why people in the States get high and do all that, and, because they stressed out. And, what stress is really here like what's in the States? You don't have mass shootings. You don't have people coming at you based on the sheer color of your skin, treating you bad, stressing you out, calling you a nigger and you don't belong here and all. Here they don't operate like that. So, you don't need to do that. And when you're visiting a place, keep it cool. I did hear there was some youngsters. This was like a couple of years ago, man. They gave these youngsters, and they was from the States, man. They gave them like 20-something years. You know what I mean? And they was out. I guess they thought they was in Jamaica. Hell, you can't even really do that in Jamaica. You got to find you a spot. But, they thought it was all good. And it wasn't. So, like I say, man, learn the system before you slide through. So you don't end up in no situation, man, because there's ain't nothing worse than being, leaving Babylon to come all the way out here and end up in some shit. It's like going from the pot to the frying pan, and you don't need that in your life. You want good things in your life, man. You've reached the pinnacle. You're in a state where, you can turn over a new leaf and let good things come your way,